Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Lomax here. Um, so as I said, to be continued. I'm gonna get back to the to my hospital experience. I didn't finish giving you that story, and I had some time to think on it some more on the things that happened, from which as I can remember. Most things in detail. So let's see a good starting point. So let's pick up to where I was telling you guys I was in. So I'm in a hospital bed, and I have the tubes coming out my side of my ribs, and a cut under my left chest, pec right here, and a cut up top, and a few other places around here to suck everything out, suck the blood out. And as I was telling you, that it was like something was pulling on my heart. I cried. I couldn't move. I was devastated. Again, it smelled like death to me. Well, Lomax, how do you know what death smelled like? Death has a smell? I think it do. You ever smell dried blood that's yours? You ever smell you may not make it? You ever smelled your life flashing before you? Have you ever sensed pain so unbearable that you would even tell them to please pull the plug on you? Please, you guys, I beg them to pull the plug. And again, I'm not bragging about this. I'm just sharing my experiences. There's a lot of people that get out here and on these platforms and they just run their mouth. No, this really happened. I've dealt with the shame. I carried the scars. But the things you go through, man, it kind of makes you who you are sometimes. Develops your character and all that. It's a good thing. I'm a very optimistic person. I try to see the good even in my worstest times. So anyway, you guys, as I was saying, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. It's not my intention. I'm telling you the truth here. I was giving those nurses hell. I really was. Some of them didn't like me, and some of them did. Oh my God. I don't listen. I can't speak for every nurse, but at night, in the midst of midnight and all that, you nurses are nasty. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Y'all flirt. Oh Lord, Lord have mercy. On with the story. I met a lot of good nurses. I met a lot of people in the nursing. Shout out to the nursing field, man. I don't think they get enough credit. They're in there saving lives. They're in there doing long shifts. And listen, y'all, I heard people screaming. I heard people crying in pain. They had to be in more pain than me. I heard people cursing in their rooms and all that. There was in so much pain. They were screaming. I thought I was in hell. I don't. Have you guys ever saw one of those like those ghost type documentaries in those old haunted hospitals? I mean, long back in the day where they had the scary ornaments and stuff, instruments that they would just, cut right then and there. They have it on display in still in hospitals. If you go to the museum part that they have, It sounded like terror in the hospital during the late nights, the midnights, the weekends. Um, again, I was terrified. I was in pain. Um, I couldn't sleep. I had to keep myself from coughing because every time I cough, a gush of blood would come through the tube. And like I told y'all before, the chest was the whole left side of my body was swollen, very swollen, man. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even feel, you know, that. Um, so I remember, they came in and they would give me my meds. They'll give me something for the pain and all that. I was literally begging, nurse, help, help, I'm in pain. Like, I'm in pain, please, please, I'm in pain. So they'll come in there. They was like, rate your pain. I was like a 20, you know what I mean? And they was like, okay, so they'll give me my meds or whatever, something for the pain or whatever, and something to kind of put me out. But they got some good stuff in there. I don't know what it is, man, but so anyway, I take my meds or whatnot, and you guys, I had one of the most revealing things that ever happened to me. Because before this incident, I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in a higher power. I didn't believe in a higher spirit, in the world. But this is very personal, but I will tell you my experience. Now, I know they gave me something strong to put me out and to relax me. But I know what I saw, and I know what I felt, and I know what I experienced, and it felt very, 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 very real. So, all I remember is darkness. And I remember I saw a light. It was quiet, super quiet, but it was just darkness. And I saw a light. And I saw a hand reach out. It was a hand that was a little darker than mine, but I saw a hand that reached out, and I remember blatantly me just reaching up like that and trying to grab the hand. And it's almost like when I finally touched the hand or got close to it, something said, "Wake up." It's like, you guys, I'm not kidding you. I'm being as honest as possible. I felt my heart stop. My heart stopped. I felt my heart stop. It's almost like what I saw, again, I understand that I was in a deep sleep coma, whatever you guys want to call it, whatever. The feeling was real. It was very real. That was something powerful, and that wasn't a human. That was someone of a high spirit, and most of you knew who that was. You know who it is. I know who it is. I told my mom's them this story too, and in the beginning they didn't believe me, but when I got detailed with it, they believed it. Best didn't believe. So anyway, you stop getting off topic here. So after that, I called a nurse in, and a nurse, I said, nurse, I was like, yo, man, my heart just stopped, man, I'm dying. And she was like, honey, you need to calm down. I was like, nah, let me out. I started taking the IVs and all. I started taking stuff off. And it was like, no, don't do that. And it was like, Miss Lomax, you need to calm down. And I was like, fuck that, you know what I mean? And so they ended up calling the security. They ended up calling the security guards on me, y'all. Oh goodness. Man, they called the security. I was like, you know what, man, F the security guard and all that, I was saying this out of pain, you guys. I wasn't saying this, out of trying to be rude and disrespectful. I never do that, blatantly like that. It was out of pain. But I take accountability again, because I did apologize to some of those nurses, right? And so the security guard come in, the first security guard. This dude was like 6'8". You know what I mean? He came in, and the other guy, he came in with him. And he was like, we got a problem here and all that. And I was like, yeah, man, I got a problem. You know what I mean? Like, yo, my fucking heart stopped, and you know what I'm saying, this and that, blah, 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 and that, or whatever. And the security guards was cool, man. And the security guard was very, very cool. They was like, man, what happened? They was like, oh, you've been shot in the chest. They was like, man, I feel for you, dude. And those security guys, man, they helped me. They helped me. I couldn't move, y'all, in the bed. I tried to get the remote and watch TV. The remote fell back. I couldn't move. I literally couldn't move. I was like this the whole time, with a swolled up chest. And the security guards, they somehow they got me and they slid me up. I was like, man, you need any help, anything we can do for you? They was like, dude, that has to be painful, I appreciated the empathy, you guys. I really did. That experience, it humbled me a lot. It truly did. And with all that being said, man, only person I could honestly be upset with was myself, knowing that I did that to myself, right? Most people who want to take themselves out, the truth of the matter is they just want pain to stop, especially if you're not able to deal with it. Some people, they call it a selfish act. I beg to differ. You never know what somebody is going through, and a lot of times you're not in your right mind. You know what I'm saying? That's that evil spirit. And let me say this. Let me say this. Again, people that say bullshit, excuse my language, but people who say bullshit like they've been through this before, and experience the pain and the stuff that, survivors or people, who didn't make it went through. You always have these people that they have to say something they never experienced ever in their life. Is it a selfish act? Yeah, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, I'm on both fences with it. Yeah, but again, nobody knows your pain like you do. And I was going to say, suicide is never the option. Don't ever do that to yourselves, guys. Never, ever, ever. I don't care what happens in your life. Don't ever, ever feel like you need to take yourself out over anything. I don't care what happens. If someone's disappointing you and y'all not getting it, you cut them the fuck off from you. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. You don't have to deal with them. You don't have to be anything to anyone at any given moment if you don't want to. That's why I stand with it. And I mean every word I say, and I say what I mean. And I mean what I say, of course. And that's not me being macho. That's just me giving it to you straightforward and blunt and direct. Everything I said, you learn to just, cut people off and don't give them certain energy. Like I said, because if people see that you react and you can't control this up here, you have toxic and wicked ass people out here that'll try to manipulate that and play on it. It happens every day. One thing my brother always told me, and I'll be damned, he was right. if someone can control this up here, if somebody can make you mad and get you all frustrated and crap like that, they have power over you. And I didn't understand that, man, at one time. I didn't understand that at one point. But now I do. Now I do. Like I said, you guys, I've been through a lot of things. I've been through, like I said, it's not just my story. You know, I'm sharing it with you guys. I want you to get to know me on a more, personal level. And so back to the hospital, right? Sorry if I'm everywhere, you guys. But so they helped me. They helped me back. I'm in pain. And I think somehow I fall back to sleep. My eyes I'm sure they was very red, but I was dazing off again. I dazed off again because that medicine they had, man, it was so strong. And I was watching something on TV, and I don't think that did it no better either. And it scared the heck out of me. It was a show, I guess it was a vampire show or something, but it was like it's like a casket was burning in hell, like it was burning with flames and all that. And I guess I was hearing it in my subconscious when I was dozing off, that I got scared and I woke up and I thought I was burning in hell. And that's gonna be something else. Shit gets deeper. Best to believe it. It gets deeper and it gets scarier. Because this is not the end. No, it's not. So I think I end up dozing off and got a good night's sleep. Some of the best sleep I ever had, to be honest with you. I remember someone coming in, and I remember it was a weird looking man. I could tell he was foreign. He was a Caucasian man, and he was speaking a weird language. My vision was blurry, you guys, when I had woke up. And I don't know if they were supposed to do this. I don't know if they were supposed to do this or not, but in front of me, knowing what I know now, he was a doctor. His name is Dr. Zaruf. And he had, I guess he had a surgeon on this side and another surgeon on the other side of him. And I remember, they was in white. One of them had glasses, but I remember them giving me a pen and a clipboard, and it was asking me questions on it. And I was dazed. It's like I had conscious, but I didn't. And there was like the Dr. Zaruf dude who was speaking like, he was foreign. He had an accent. I really couldn't understand what he was saying. It was like, yeah, son, yeah, yes. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. And it's like, well, thank you. Have a good night's sleep, Lomax. That's all I remember, and I remember I dozed right back off. Well, this is a lot. So so I got a visit from my mom, got a visit from my brother. And this is why I started feeling a little bit like myself. And my brother sat with me, and I looked over at him, man, and I was like, yo, you mad at me? And it was like, nah, why, what I'm saying? Why the fuck, why would I be mad at you? You know what I'm saying? Cause I did this to myself. My brother, it was like, nah, man. It was like, man, he said, man, it's just something you got to get through. And maybe one day that'll be a story too. Maybe I'll share you his story, because it's going to be very ironic. The same doctor that operated on him operated on me. My brother actually died. They had to bring him back, from what I was told. They had to shock him back. That's a whole nother story. And tell you, man, it goes to show you, how strong someone is, And if God not ready for to call you home, man, you're not going home unless you're called. Even if it's up to you thinking you can take yourself out. If he's not ready for you, he's not ready for you. Straight like that. You know what I mean? Vengeance is his, right? And you guys don't think that I didn't suffer the consequences of my actions. I definitely did. Like I said, I'm trying to remember as blatantly as possible on the things that I went through up there. Like I said, the pain was unbearable at this moment. So, and I had lost so much weight, man. I had lost so much weight. I was in the hospital on I think my 23rd birthday or something like that, around that time. But anyway, I'm gonna get all the way up to that. So, family, some of my relatives, they came and saw me, and I already knew I was gonna be the talk of the town. And I was out of work, and my mom was telling me that my supervisor, she went ahead and put in my I guess something you do with the insurance so you'll get paid for leave or whatnot. And I was still getting paid. It's crazy. How the hell you get paid more when you're not working? But anyway, it's a whole nother story. So okay, let me just fast forward a little bit here. So a doctor comes in and he asked me, they decided to be probably a Monday or a Tuesday. He asked me, hey, Lomax, Dr. Cook. And he was just like, hey, have they been trying to get you up and walk you, walk the halls and all that? And I was like, nah. I was like, man, I've been in the bed, for a very long time. You know what I mean? And honestly, I didn't know you guys, because when you went on medicine and all that, they putting you out and you in pain like that, you're not feeling anything. You're just on bed rest, right? And he was just like, oh man, it's not good. He was like, man, you might, develop blood clots and all that. And again, man, these doctors, they can scare you. And I was like, he was like, no, you don't want that. You don't want that. You're a young man, want to get out. And so over time, you guys, they ended up, my first time getting out of bed, I tried to get up on my own one time when I was in so much pain. Y'all, I didn't have the strength to even, I didn't have no strength at all, you guys. I had no strength at all. If I would have got up and stood up, I would have fell right back over, like literally, like a noodle, And I think I wasn't talking to a girl at this time, but I remember, we was alright, because we weren't officially together, but I was, dealing with her or whatnot. And oh my God, I remember she coming up there one night, and she tried to help me out, and I couldn't feel anything. Nothing wouldn't move. And again, man, I was just, I just asked her, thank you for coming to see me. Can you please leave? Please leave. I didn't want nobody seeing me like that, man. I really didn't. Now, it was something I just kind of wanted to get through and all that. Collect my thoughts here. If you stand with this story this far, I appreciate you. I really do. I really do. So, let's skip to the food. Let's fast forward to the food. And, before that, I can't forget this nurse. nice, beautiful nurse. She was gorgeous. She was so gorgeous. So again, this is when I was there was, you know, my first time I remember getting up and walking. They helped me up, and they bathed me. They helped bathe me and all that. You know what I mean? And well, actually, I think I bathed myself. Yeah, I think I bathed myself. So they gave me a little tub or whatnot, and then I was like, you know, from there we're gonna help you walk. And I remember a nurse, she came in, and you know, I had to carry around. I forget, I got to carry around this tube filled up with blood. You know what I mean? And I remember they helped me over there, and you guys, I was leaning over. They was like, "You walk by yourself?" I was like, "No," you know what I'm saying? So they, you know, they held me up and they sat me down, and I was remember saying, "Yo, I'm in so much pain. Please, you know, just please put me out. You know, kill me. I don't care at this point. You know, it hurts. It's the pain was so unbearable, you guys. I'm telling you, I was weak. I felt defeated. You know, I gave up. I was on the verge of giving up. In my mind, my body gave up. My mind was nearly there. I want to thank that nurse, because I remember she had set me down on the couch. My first time I got out that bed, she helped me over there. I remember she told me, when I said, you know, I don't want to live no more. I'm done, you know. I don't think I'll ever be the same again. She lifted up my head. She said, you listen to me. She was like, you're going to get through this. You have a lot to live for. You're a young man, you know. And she was like, you're going to look back and you're going to remember this moment. And you know, she brought tears to my eyes, because nobody ever said these type of words to me. She's like, you know, you're strong, you're courageous, you have potential, and you're going to get through this. She said, just hang in there. She said, you already done made so much progress. And I remember she was telling me that she saw people come through here with chest tubes, the same as me, and they didn't make it. You know? Just saying, not a badge of honor that she said. I'm just saying in general. That's what she told me. You know, like I said before, God's not ready to take you home. You're not going until He says so. That's what He told me. Or at least that was the sign. When I tried to touch, breathe the breath of life back in me. And so I ate breakfast. Fast forward, I guess, to that next day or whatnot. I ate breakfast. They only gave me one plate of breakfast, and I was just like, you know, this is not gonna work. I was like, hey, I'm gonna need 2 or 3. So they started bringing me 2, 3, 4 trays of breakfast, man. And you know, the more I started eating, and the more I started kind of getting, you know, my strength back, started getting my walking back good. But it took a minute, man, for the walking. I had no legs. I had nothing. I was on a bed for a week strong. Like I said, I was like 190 something, and I dropped down to like probably 110. If I can find a picture, maybe I'll upload it and put it in the front of the thumbnail. It was terrible. But guys, listen, I'm gonna pause it right here. I've drove nearly 500 miles a day. I'm gonna pause it here, and I'm gonna pick up sooner than later. It might be tomorrow. It'll probably be tomorrow. I don't want to keep leaving y'all hanging. So I'm eventually get to the nitty and gritty and just tell y'all the whole thing. But I know y'all understand. But thank you for listening. And remember, suicide is not an option. You know, seek help, call the emergency, get help. And you're more stronger than what you realize. We suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. Lomax. Till next time. Peace.